Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Virtue Paintball channel here at the new studio. I am all by myself today. Joel is stuck at work and can't get out, but that's alright. Today you guys get to just hang out with me. I would like to compare the brand new Spire 5, the new flagship loader out of Virtue Paintball, to the TFX 3 from HK Army. They have a bunch of loaders out, but this one's been around for a minute, and honestly I find a lot of similarities with just kind of how they're taken apart. And would really like to just kind of compare the two of them. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a comment. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, and when you're done watching, once you've decided which one of these awesome loaders you want to pick up, use the link in the description to get it from Punisher's Paintball. I'm so free. So you're looking to buy a new loader, you're not sure which one to get. Here's the thing, both of these, first of all, the first thing that you're going to see is it attractive? I think they both look really cool. I really like the designs on both of these things. They did a great job picking a bunch of really cool colors, especially with these new Spire 5 colors. They all pop super hard, and they're all stock colors, and they're really nice, so I really appreciate that. Something else that also is a really cool, notable feature for the two of these, they both come stock with a rain lid and with speed feeds already included and already installed. As you can see, out of the box, this already has the soft speed feed installed. And on the Spire 4 here as well, they have their ever lovely crown speed feed already included. So yeah, really not a lot of complaints there. I know that Virtue also offers an extra fin as well for their loader. So as far as what they both offer, super similar. If we're talking about capacity, this is going to come stock at 220. This will come stock holding only about 180 or so. However, it does come with an expanding ring in the middle that you can, once you take it apart, you can add it in, and that'll put you up to about 230. So you are getting 10 balls extra capacity with that extra ring put in there, but I do have a point about that later on that I'd like to get to. But next up, why don't we just take a look at these things, take them out of the boxes here. I'm gonna scoot this off to the side. I'm gonna scoot this one off to the side as well. Put you over here. So let's get a look at these guys, right? So size-wise, currently, as it stands, my Spire 5 is going to be sitting up higher than the HK TFX 3, but again, that is without the expansion ring. With the expansion ring, they're going to be about the same height. So size-wise, you are not going to be losing out on too much as far as height. As far as width goes, looking at them, that TFX 3 might be a little, here, wait, let me pick them up. Look at them this way. Yeah, TFX 3 is going to be a little bit wider of a base, but not too much different. I would argue relatively negligible, but to note, it is wider. But a couple of things that I would also like to look at with these loaders. I want to see how easy they are to take apart and service and all that good stuff. So I'm going to start with what I know. I'm going to go with the Spire 5 and just look at that. So it's real easy. You just push this bad boy in, down, and open. That's the new latching system. It used to be a little easier to get this thing open by accident, but now you gotta try. You gotta try a little more to get it open. So again, down, in, open. Then I can take my tray out super easily, and then I can actually disassemble all this tray assembly, take my drive cone out toollessly, so I can do that in the middle of a match if need be, very simply, and get myself back up and running, get the paint all cleaned out of there. Awesome. Then I'm just going to put this back together really quickly before we talk about some more features. Taking the TFX 3 apart is a little reminiscent of some die loaders, in my opinion. So this is nice. This is a little easier to open than the Virtue lids. Nice little pull back here, open, bam, easy. You're gonna go to this tab right here, pull it up, which is, in my opinion, what's reminiscent of rotors. That's the first thing. This is a little weird where you have to kind of push this in while also pulling up this little tab. I do find it a little difficult when the loaders are new to get it to completely cooperate. There you go, so I got it open. So it also fully comes apart, just like the rotors, in my opinion. I think it's similar. There you go. So here is your tray. Tray comes out super easily. Just pinch and pull in different directions real quick, and it's out just like that. Now something to note, both trays do have a ramp that already comes built in. They operate a little differently because the one for the HK loader is a little more kind of internal. It's like built into the tray, whereas the Virtue one just kind of sticks up on its own. But both are very responsive, very springy. I really like it. You'll notice though, you have this big drive cone that sticks up in the Virtue loader, whereas the drive system sits very flush in the HK loader, which, you know, I think that's kind of neither here nor there, but I can definitely see where there might be some preference to one thing over another for given the player. I'll watch that real quick too. So also the feeding mechanism here, it looks a little more force fed and is a little harsher. It's got harder plastic in there on top, and then it has the softer rubber on bottom. So it's kind of trying to get the best of both worlds to the older rotor technology, but also balancing the nice soft rubber that comes in the drive cone of the Virtue Spire 5 and all the previous Premier line editions. But otherwise, very similar in that way and how they function. I will say though, the TFX3 is only rechargeable. You cannot put batteries in it, whereas with the Spire 5 it comes only taking AA batteries. However, you can put the Virtue InCharge in it as well if you so choose. So you do have the option with the Virtue loader, whereas you don't, and you have to only charge your TFX3 if you go that route with HK Army. Now, as far as how these guys both feed, here's the thing. This is still going to have that vibration sensing technology, as well as this being the Spire 5, as well as the it's going to have eye technology in there now, so you kind of have a redundancy. As I like to think of it, you have a failsafe. If for some reason your sensor isn't quite working that day, or if it's acting up, you do have the eyes. Or if you have some bad paint, you get a broken ball or like an oily ball that messes with the eyes, you do still have the sensor. So you do have some redundancy built in there. With the TFX3, it is strictly an eyes system. So I get in there and block that real quick, it's just gonna stop. There's nothing, no sound, no tapping, vibrating, nothing gets it to go. It's just gonna keep going at the same rate because it is only eye sensor. So if you do happen to get broken paint in there that might mess with your day, I'm gonna take a look real quick here to see if this is toolless to get it apart. It would appear, I believe that is gonna be pretty much toolless. Honestly, there's really only one piece. I think you only really can take out the drive cone, but that does appear to be toolless, so they will kind of equal each other on that front, which is good. I think the more toolless it can be, the better. That's easier for the player. It's easier to service when you're at an event and just real quick get in the pit, clean your stuff, and get out. But okay, so let's establish what we have, right? We have some soft drive cone, some soft drive cone, some hard drive cone. This already looks like it'll feed faster. Both have ramps, both seem to function well. One is only rechargeable, one offers rechargeable or regular battery inputs. One has two methods of being able to properly feed into your loader and has fail safes. This one only has one. You only have the eye system. And then as far as getting them all apart, they both do come apart almost entirely toollessly. I do find the Spire 5 a little easier to manage and to put back together, because we'll see here I gotta kind of put this in backwards, and they even go so far as to have a note here for you to know to slip these things into those proper slots. And then I'm gonna push this out of the way and get it all set back in. There we go, you hear that click. Nothing coming out. Whereas with my Virtue Spire 5, also I do like that the shell doesn't come apart. In the event that I do somehow manage to bust my loader open, I won't have to go find this or worry about it getting shot, because that would mean that I am out of the game. So I'm gonna put this in. That was super easy. Just push it down with two thumbs. It is just as easily not coming out. I would even argue it's a little better because it's not clacking around, making me nervous and all that. So then real quick shut and lock, and we're good to go. This one is gonna go on just like those old rotors. You're gonna put the nose on, click it down in the back, put this lock down right here, get your latch. There you go. So here we have it. Loaders are fully assembled, relatively similar sizing. This will hold more balls off the bat, but you can't add any capacity. This, you need to add capacity and add height. You have to take time out of your day to add to it in order to get, the extra 10 more balls than the Spire 5. However, something we haven't touched on yet, price difference. This is going to be coming in at now $180 is price change with the TFX3. Spire 5 comes in at $250. So for an extra $70, what am I really getting? I am getting a fail-safe in my feeding. Okay, so I have more than just one method for the paint to actually make it through my loader. I do have an easier time maintaining it and taking it apart, in my opinion. I do think it is a little simpler. And I do have the ability to not only use batteries, but also put in a rechargeable battery if I so choose. I personally, as Media Guy Doug, I am a fan of just dropping batteries in my loader, because if I'm in the middle of an event and I've been shooting all day, say if I'm playing the back and I'm ripping 9 pods a point, something might die midday. It really might. What am I going to do if I'm in the middle of prelims and I have to then, go to my car and try to charge my loader in the 20 minutes that I have between a match? That doesn't really sound to me very practical, or as paintball players are, we are very forgetful people. So you can end up driving to the field, not having your loader charged, show up for your practice, and now you got to sit in your car for half an hour and miss practice time with your team because you have to charge your loader. Whereas if you just have a pack of double A's rather, in your gear bag, just drop them in and you're good to go. It doesn't even take 30 seconds to do, especially in something that is so easy to disassemble as the Spire 5. So it is a $70 price difference, but I would argue for the convenience and for the fact that you do have fail-safes in feeding, I would argue that it might be the better choice. It is worth the extra $70. But I would also like to go grab the scale and weigh these two bad boys just so you guys can really see what is the kind of more balanced option as well, if that's a factor for anybody. All right, I'm back. I got the scale. I'm going to turn this thing so I can actually read it and see it, because I am not Joel, who is tall enough to get up and over and see over this thing. Also, would like to add in that time in between, I did go grab some batteries for my Spire 5 here, just so the internet is happy. That is now a fully operational and properly comparable weight comparison. So I'm going to go with Age Before Beauty here and start with the Spire platform, which has been out longer than TFX. Okay, we are zeroed. Put it down. 1 pound, 2.5. Let that re-zero. Now the TFX, which also has its batteries. So we're going from 1 pound, 2.5 to 1 pound, 1.5. So that's what, a whole ounce lighter. This is lighter. However, that is also without the little ring. So I'm just going to, out of curiosity, I'm going to weigh the ring here that comes with it. I can't imagine this is going to be an ounce, but let's see. Is that fully? That is 1.3 ounces. So if you were to put this on and actually have it be at its full capacity to match the 220 that comes with the Spire 5, you would actually be, what is that, I guess 0.3 heavier. So I would say negligible, truly. I think as far as weight goes, that is a, if that bothers you that much, then I don't think that justifies $70 worth of difference. However, the added redundancy, having multiple methods of which this can feed paint through your loader, I think that absolutely makes it worth it for the extra $70, and for the ease of maintenance for me, because again, they are both toolless, they do both come apart. I trust this a little bit more, it's a little simpler, but I think the other huge selling point is just being able to drop batteries in it. I really think that that is a superior feature over having to make sure that your loader is always charged, personally. But you guys will make your own decisions. Thankfully, you have free will as human beings. So if you guys like this video, please do drop a like, leave a comment, have a conversation with me, tell me that I suck at this as a job. I would love to hear that. But yeah, link in the description to pick up either one of these bad boys from Punisher's Paintball, and we'll catch you in the next one.